Now, let's look at adding vectors. Vectors can also be added, but not like scalar. Just like I said, scalar can be added in simple arithmetics, where you bring two or more scalars, you add them together. But you can't do that when you are dealing with vectors. Vectors cannot be easily added together or subtracted from the other unless they have the same signs. Scalar can only be positive or zero, while vector quantities can be positive, zero, and negative. So that is why we don't just add them together as the normal arithmetics, because of its direction. So let's look at adding vectors. When adding vector quantities, remember that the directions have to be taken into account. The result of adding vectors together is called the resultant. So the resultant is what you get, or the result of adding two or more vectors together. In problems, vectors may be added together by scale diagram or mathematically, and I shall be explaining the two for you. Question 1 says, a woman walks 40 meters east, then 30 meters south. The walk takes a total time of 100 seconds. Find the total distance traveled. We should find the total distance traveled. So let's go to the board and work that out. That a woman walks 40 meters due east. I'm going to draw the cardinal point. If a woman walks 40 meters due east, this way, that's 40 meters. And then 30 meters due south. So this is the origin. She started from here. She went this way and then this way, 30 meters due south. Okay. And the total time taken, let me write it here. Time is 100 seconds. The question says we should find the total distance traveled. Total distance now talks about the total distance she moved. Okay. So if you are to look at the total distance, she went this way and then this way. So you ought to add the distance. Let's call this 0, MO, AB. So from OA, she went 40 meters, and AB, she covered 30 meters. So the total distance now, total distance traveled will be equal to OA plus AB. That is the distance she traveled, which is equal to 40 plus 30 meters, which is equal to 70 meters. Just like I said, scalar quantities can be added like the ordinary algebra we know, okay, by adding them together because they are of the same quantity, okay. So since they are both in meters, the total distance traveled is said to be 70 meters, okay. The time has nothing to do with it, so that may just be something to distract you, okay. So total distance traveled is said to be 70 meters. Let's check the answer. Yes, they said because distance is a scalar quantity, the magnitudes of the scalar can just be added together. So total distance traveled is equal to 40 plus 30, which is equal to 70 meters. Question says, now find the resultant displacement. We should find the resultant displacement. The resultant displacement talks about the distance she had covered from the origin where it started and in what direction. Remember, we said vector quantities have magnitude and direction. So the resultant will be this. Okay, so this is said to be the resultant of her distance, and then we are also going to look at the direction. you may put the direction in terms of north east, northeast, or in terms of east north. So I'll call this theta and alpha. So we have to find the resultant displacement. And displacement means what? Distance in a specified direction. Now she started from point O and now she's at point B. So we have to find the distance in the specified direction. And in most cases, when you are using the coordinate geometry, we give the direction in terms of either northeast, northwest, southeast, or southwest. So let's first of all find the resultant distance. Okay. And how do we get that? We have it that this is a triangle. Okay. Remember the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse side of a right angle triangle is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So if that is r, it therefore means that r squared is equals to OA squared plus AB squared. Okay, so r squared is equals to OA squared is this distance, okay, and that is 40 meters. So this is 40 squared plus 30 squared. So r squared is equals to 40 squared is 1600 plus 30 squared, that should be 900. Yes. So r squared is equal to, summing both of them, you have it as 2500, where r is said to be the square root of 2500. And if you point your calculator, r is equal to 50 meters. By looking for the square root of 2500 gives you 50 meters. Now we have looked for the magnitude of the displacement. What is left now is for us to get the direction. How do we get the direction? We know that this is said to be the distance covered, which I gave you. This is 40 meters, this is 30 meters, and this is 50 meters. This is a right angle triangle. So this gives us the direction. Let's call it theta. Okay. So for us to get the angle theta, you use your Pythagoras theorem. Okay. And Pythagoras theorem says opposite over adjacent gives you the tan of angle theta. So we have it that tan theta is equal to 30 divided by 40, or theta is said to be equal to the tan inverse of 3 over 4. When you divide both 30 and 40 by 10. So when you punch your calculator, you have tan 3 divided by 4, tan inverse, sorry, that shift tan 3 divided by 4 is said to be 36.86 or 89 degrees, which is approximately equal to 37 degrees south of east. So this angle tells you south of east. Okay, so it therefore means that we can now give a total description of that vector in terms of magnitude and direction as the resultant is equal to 50 meters south, 37 degrees of east. Or you can then look for the bearing of this angle of this, which is the total distance, the total angular displacement from origin to this, which is, if this is 90 degrees, sorry, and this we have gotten it to be 37 degrees. Is that what we got? Yes, 37. So when you add 90 to 37, it gives you 127. So it therefore means that the bearing is said to be 127 degrees, or you call it as south 37 degree east. So let's see what they got as their answer. That when measured on the scale diagram, the resultant displacement between point A and C is 50 meters, which I just did. That's 10 centimeters on the diagram. Direction of resultant displacement, theta, is 37 degrees south of east. Okay? Or mathematically, this was what I did mathematically, and we got the same answer. All right. Okay. They also have their answers in terms of bearing. So that is that on how to describe how to get the resultant of a vector. The next question says we should calculate her average speed for this work. Okay, this is said to be the displacement. Okay, and we are asked to find the speed. Speed has a relationship with distance and time. So speed, let me call it C. Speed is equals to distance covered divided by time taken for that journey. And if you could remember, we are told that she walked 40 kilometers due east and then 30 kilometers due south. And from our calculation, she covered a total of 70 meters as the distance. So we are going to use this distance with the time given to calculate her speed. Okay, so speed now is equal to distance is 70 meters divided by the time taken is 100 seconds. If you can still remember, so this will cancel this, and speed is said to be 7 divided by 10. And if you punch your calculator, 7 divided by 10 is said to be 0.7 meters per second. What this means is that for every 1 second, she was able to cover an average of 0.7 meters. So that is how to calculate the speed. With your knowledge of some of these simple formulas, you can be able to get this, walk through these questions. All right, let's see what I got. Average speed is equals to distance divided by time, and that's what they got. Average speed to be 0.7 meters. Next question says, now calculate her average velocity for the walk. Average velocity has the formula displacement over time. All right. Now, what is the displacement? We have gotten the displacement to be 50 meters. Okay. So average velocity is equal to 50 divided by 100, which is the time. So this cancels this, and this here is 1, this here is 2. So this is equals to 1 over 2, or 0.5 meters per seconds. So therefore means that our velocity is equal to 0.5 meters per seconds on a bearing of 127 degrees. Okay, or you can call it south 37 degrees east. Okay, so let's see what they got as their answer on average velocity. Average velocity, displacement over time, and 50 divided by 100, which is 0.5 meters per second square on a bearing of 127 degrees. Okay, now, which is the same thing as what I got. So just know this. Okay, velocity, average velocity has the relationship of displacement over time, while average speed is said to be of the formula distance divided by time. You should notice two things. One is that average speed and average velocity can have different magnitude, like what I got. I got the average velocity to be 0.5, while the average speed is said to be 0.7. The displacement and average velocity vectors point in the same direction. Yes, because they are both vector quantities. Any vector quantities can be added together like this. It doesn't matter if it is force or velocity. The vectors can still be added together the same. Okay? So the next question says,